Welcome back to Circuit and Soul. I got some more 5th gen iPod video action for you guys today. We're going to be making some changes to this iPod. This one belongs to my oldest. And if you might recognize it, because it is that Chinese refurbished one that I bought, and I did a video on that a little while back. If you haven't had a chance to watch that one, the link will pop up somewhere up here. Go ahead and go back and watch that. What we're going to be doing today is, if you remember the video I did on this iPod, this is my personal iPod. This is the one that I bought pre-configured from Elite Obsolete Electronics. And I wanted to go through and I did the math to see if I overpaid or if it's worth it. Again, if you didn't have a chance to watch that video, another link somewhere up there, go ahead and go back and watch that one. But anyhow, the person who makes the faceplate and click wheel for this guy actually saw my video and reached out to me and asked if I wanted to do a collab. And it's not every day that somebody reaches out to a small channel like mine and offers to send you stuff to make videos. So of course I jumped at it right away. The person who makes these, it's called Atomic Faceplates, and he recently started his own storefront, and he now has an Instagram page. So if you have a chance, head on over to Instagram, look up his account, give him a like and a follow. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm actually going to put mine away. And then, let's see, back to the subject at hand. We are going to be not only changing the faceplate, but my son actually damaged the screen on this guy. Let's see if it has any charge on it, so I can show you what he did. It doesn't look like it has any charge on it. Anyways, there's a line going across the middle of the screen now. So I already had a spare LCD screen, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that in while I'm at it. And I'm also going to try to secure down the SSD reader that's in here because it keeps popping out on him. So we'll go ahead and do that, as well as put on this beautiful faceplate that was provided by Atomic Faceplates, as well as the click wheel. So I'm excited to see how this looks on the iPod. So let's go ahead and get into it. Grab my toolkit and get comfortable. All right, so as you remember from some of my other 5th gen videos, there are some clips on the side and some clips on the top that you have to release to get this guy off. And this is one of those do as I say, not as I do moments. So typically, I recommend you be really patient and use a plastic smudger like this guy here. I am not patient, so I use the iFixit pry tool. But I don't recommend you use this guy because metal on metal equals scratches. And if you're not patient or if you're not careful, see if I can find one. I know I've scratched this thing before. Yeah, you see the little gouge right here? It might be hard to see on camera. Oh, there. And there's one up there too. If this thing slips out, you can gouge the metal. So I really don't recommend you use one of these. I recommend you use a plastic smudger. But again, I am not patient, number one. Number two, if you've had them taken apart a few times, they are a little bit easier. I'm going to add some more light to the party here. Give me 1 second. All right, that's better. It was a little bit too dark with just my overhead lights. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so if you've had these open before, then it can be a little bit easier to open it once you've had it open once already. Sorry, that was a bit redundant. But see, once you get those clips released, I released the two on this side, it kind of just starts to open up. So if you have one that's never been worked on before, it's going to be a lot tougher to get it open. Just a heads up. Whoop, see, this one just kind of like, I've had this open so many times, it just kind of goes. So first things first, also, I've had this modified several different times. So the cable that I have on the battery is actually a little bit longer than what you're going to get on the factory battery. So if you're opening one up for the first time, it is not going to give you this much play. So like, see how the battery on mine is not sticking? So that's how I'm able to open it so far. But if this is one you've never opened before, you're going to have to release this cable first for the battery before you can get the back plate away. So once the battery cable is released, you can kind of open it up like that, like an open face sandwich. And then I'm going to remove the hard drive just to get it out of the way. And you can see, I took it apart so fast you couldn't tell, but the SD card kind of flew out. So my son's been struggling with this. He's not exactly careful, and his SD card keeps popping out on him. So we're going to deal with that too. I'm going to see if I can secure that down a little bit better. But for right now, I'm actually going to take the ribbon cable off of the board for the drive itself, because that one's easier. Your results may vary, but for me, it's easier to mess with this one than it is to mess with the one on the logic board itself. So the factory hard drive is going to be similar to this. There's a little tension bar. Pop that guy up. Hard drive should come right out. And now we are going to, since we're replacing the, oh wait, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's remove the headphone jack. There's another one of those tension bars. Let's pop that up. That comes out. Now we can take the bottom half and just get it out of the way. And since we're replacing the LCD, let's go ahead and free that really quick. That's on the bottom here. It goes. Popped right out. All right. So with that done, let's take these screws out. There's 6 screws total, 3 on each side, that hold the front face on. Let's go ahead and get those off. That one was a little stuck. They're really not that long. It's just I've had this thing apart so many times that the more you take it apart, it's just like anything else. The more you take it apart, the more worn things tend to start getting. But I've said this several times on other videos. I can't get over the fact how easy these are to work on. Like, it's such a stark contrast to how Apple products are today, right? These are so serviceable. They're so easy to get apart. They're so easy to swap parts. Even all these years later, parts are so readily available for these. So I honestly believe that these will never go extinct. Oh, what happened to this guy? I think I got a little too crazy with this last screw when I put it in last time, because I unintentionally countersunk it. All right, so now that those screws are off, we can separate the faceplate from the front cover, and the easiest way to do that is you put your thumbs right here on the click wheel, push down and pull up, and it should pop out just like so. Now this faceplate is still in pretty decent shape. It's got a little bit of scuffs and scratches there on the top. That's to be expected. I mean, when you give it to a 12-year-old, stuff like that happens. But so we're going to hold on to that because it's still in pretty good shape. For the click wheel, I'm going to lift it up gently. The only thing you need to make a note of is there are these little rubber tabs right here. And they have adhesive on them so you can move them around, but you have to make sure that they're centered when you put the new click wheel on. Otherwise, it's not going to work properly. So just something to keep in mind. But that being said, let's remove the LCD screen. And let's get this click wheel disconnected. Sorry, the center button just kind of bonsai'd out of there, but let's get this guy out. Sorry, I try to be careful with this because I don't want to damage it, but it's not exactly easy. It's kind of in a tight spot. There we go. There we go. All right. So now, just like the other ribbons, there's another little torsion. I keep saying torsion. Another little pressure bar there. And then the click wheel has some adhesive on the other side so you can hold it down. Set that aside. Again, that click wheel is still fine. And on with the new one. Get the center button out. It's got a clear blue center button. It's really nice, actually. And then a clear kind of purplish, bluish grommet for the 30 pin. It's also really nice. And there is Mr. Click Wheel. I'm going to peel this adhesive back. Now this part can be kind of tricky when you're doing a new click wheel. Because of the adhesive, you got to try to get this in here without touching the board. Just like so. Because once you touch the board with that adhesive, things start getting a little sticky. Alright, so that's in place. Now we can stick that down like so. And flip this guy right back over like this. Make sure I didn't lose any of those rubber grommets. That will be bad. Alright, let's get the logic board back on. Sorry, I'm struggling with that hard drive connector. It's got to go back up through. Alright. Got the logic board back down. Just like so. Double check those grommets really quick. Alright, let's get the faceplate out. Oh, I got ahead of myself. I gotta do the LCD first. Anyways, let's go ahead and get that guy out. Let's get the new LCD out of its package. Get that in here. So that lines up. There's two little tabs on the bottom. You can see right there next to my finger. Right there next to my finger. There's two tabs, one on each side that line up. And I'm gonna take the protective film off. Go. Just like so. Now we can do this. Sorry, I got a little excited. All right. Beautiful. All right, curse my 40-year-old eyes. I thought I had it lined up, but I did not. So there's 4 tabs. I should have mentioned this when I did it the first time. There's 4 tabs around the center button. You got to make sure that those are lined up. Otherwise, it's not going to go well. So I'm actually going to put a piece of tape for my sanity to keep this guy there. So you might want to try that. Once you get it lined up, you might want to put a piece of tape or something over it just to get it to stay while you lay it down. Otherwise, you might lose your mind. Once you have it in place, see if I could do this carefully. Go. You want to keep your fingers there because you don't want that guy popping out. Once you have it where it needs to be, I might have to go get some different tape since we're dealing with a brand new click wheel, but let's see. Can I be quick? Hey. Oh, no, not quite. Come on. Get on there. There we go. Sorry, I think I missed some of that. My hands moved off camera. But yeah, now we got it. All right. That feels good. Everything looks like it should. Now let's get these screws on before this thing comes off. And I will scream if this thing comes off. That was not fun. One screw on. Screw number 2. Sorry, these screws are so small. I gotta grab them with my tweezers and put it on the screwdriver like so. Because my fingers are too big for these tiny little things. All right, one side done. A lot of this is getting edited out, so you guys don't appreciate how difficult it is to get these, for me, to get these screws on this thing. Shout out to the repair guy that we use at my work for iPads. Yes, we outsource for that. Your tax dollars at work. He has to deal with these tiny screws all the time. It would drive me mad. All right, all the screws are back in. The hard part is over. We've got a clear path to the basket. Let's get this LCD plugged in. All right, once that's plugged in, you just put that the little bar down. Like such. Now let's get the hard drive. And I gotta figure out, I think I might just put a piece of tape there to keep that from popping out, because it's really giving my kid fits. Took all my tape outside. So we'll come back to this. For the sake of finishing the video, let's just get this done. Again, the factory hard drive is going to be very similar to this. once you get it in there, you just push that little bar down and you're good to go. Now, let's get the bottom half over here. Let's get the headphone jack back installed. Yes, I'm using my phone as a flashlight. Boys and girls, this is what happens when you get old. Because I cannot see. My eyes are trash. With a capital T, like trash. And put that little torsion bar down. I keep saying torsion bar. Compression bar. Put the little compression bar down. Now we can fold this guy up. Reconnect the battery. And we'll be at a point where we can give this guy a proper test. Go. So if you're not familiar with the iFlash Solo, I'll move my flashlight out of the way so you can see that. Sorry, that was really bad. That's the iFlash Solo. It's a really good kit, and it fits nice and snug right in here. Almost factory-like. One problem I have with the battery cable is this will actually fall down. The little connector. So you got to make sure you pick it back up. Oop. It helps when you have a battery that doesn't fall. And then I just kind of line it up. I got ahead of myself. I forgot to put the little thing in. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I saw it. Where'd it go? There it is. Right there. This guy. Alright, sorry I lost my overhead there for a moment. But there's the finished result. Alright, so I apologize there. At the end of that last clip, I lost my overhead camera. It's a little warm back here in my office, so the sensor actually overheated and shut off, and I did not notice. But anyways, I got the back cover back on. Everything is together. The LCD screen is working. Looks really nice. But the star of the show by far is this faceplate. It looks so good, man. I really dig it. One thing I'm not crazy about, this is just personal preference. The see-through center button. I didn't realize how ugly it was underneath that. So I'm not crazy about that, but I mean, that's just personal preference. I know a lot of people are going to like that. But this red against the purple, and then that hit of green on top, oh man. This is a really nice faceplate, dude. I like it a lot. Another little subtle hit of purple on the grommet down there for the 30 pin. Just a really good looking faceplate, I should say. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the result. If you're in the market for a new faceplate, if you love playing around with 5th gen iPods, I'll leave a link down in the description. I'll also show his Instagram. I think it's up there. For Atomic Faceplates. Please go check them out. Give them a like. And if you're in the market for a faceplate, please go check out their inventory and consider using them. Really good quality stuff. And they look really nice. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. So I don't know. In my opinion, it's one of the best upgrades you can do to your iPod. All right, that's all I have for this one. Thank you again for stopping by. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and help feed that algorithm. I hope you have a great afternoon, and like always, thank you for watching.